I do remember my first day at Downsend, but I was slightly nervous because I'd come from a very little school and I didn't know anyone from Downsend. So that obviously made me a little bit scared. But when I joined there, everyone was so nice to me. I was in Mr. Mitchell's class and I remember being taken into all the girls, and the girls had heard that there was a new girl coming and they were so excited. They were like, oh, there's a new girl here! And they were so happy to see me. But I made friends with them really easily. They were really kind to me. All the teachers were, all the boys were, and I just felt very welcome coming there. So I do remember my first day at Downsend very clearly.
Yeah, the teachers helped us to make friends and they were all very welcoming.
Well, I was 2 when I first started at Downsend because I started at the pre-prep, so I don't actually remember my first day. I just remember making loads of long-lasting friends at the pre-prep that I still have. I also went into the main site with loads of confidence because I had those friends, and I made lots more friends at the main site.
I was in reception and I got shown around the school by Emma and introduced to everyone. Emma was allocated as my buddy. She showed me around the school and now she's one of my best friends.
I actually started at the lodge, but obviously I was 2 when I started at the lodge, so I don't remember the first day, but I do remember the first day at the main site. We were all walking around 2LG, which is the class I was in, and they were giving us houses. I got put in Norbury, and then was it easy to make new friends? It was, because we were all walking around that class and we were all chatting with each other and it was quite good, yeah.
I joined halfway through the year when we came from abroad, so I was the only new child, but everyone was really welcoming and I made loads of new friends.
The clubs at Downsend are absolutely amazing. There's choirs, there's rock bands, there's orchestras, and I'm in most of them because I'm really musical. But if you're sporty, then there's cricket, there's swimming, there's football, there's hockey, there's netball. There's so much you can take part in. There's also lambda and acting, there's street dance. I used to take part in Magic Club, which I used to love.
There's a lot on offer and you can pretty much do anything you'd like to.
I think the clubs at Downsend are amazing because there's such a variety. It doesn't matter if you're good at maths, sport or music, there's just something for you. My favourite clubs personally are sports because I love playing sport and keeping active.
Yeah, I'm in loads of sports clubs and I do rock band, but I also know there's lots of other clubs for more artistic people. Like there's also chess club. I do swimming, netball, hockey, cricket. I love playing as a team and we always change the teams. It's always like a competition as well and it's like amazing.
I quite like the clubs at Downsend because there's lots to choose from. I do quite a lot. I do Lambda, which is a drama club. There's chamber choir, which is good if you're into singing. I also do rock band because I play the piano. And then also at the end of the day, which is my highlight of the week, I have this club called Table Tennis Club, where the teachers just let you get on with playing table tennis with each other, and it's really good. It's really fun. I quite like their lunches because there's lots to choose from. So there's a massive variety. You have the main meal, then there's also pasta and jacket potato every day. You have the salad bar, there's a fruit bar, there's soup, there's the dessert area, there's loads to choose from. And my favourite one used to be chicken katsu, but I've recently become pescatarian, and they support vegetarian options and they have loads to choose from vegetarian. Every day they have a vegetarian option. So when chicken katsu happens, there's always tofu katsu or stuffed vegetable katsu. That's my favourite now.
Very diverse. They have hot and cold or meat and vegetarian. However, my favourite is the banoffee pie.
Lunches at Downsend are amazing because there's such a variety. Some days it's curry and some days it's fish and chips. And it doesn't even matter if you don't like the main course because there's a pasta bar which has pasta and jacket potato, and there is a sandwich bar and a salad bar. My favourite is chicken katsu. I just love it so much.
Wow, I'm a slightly fussy eater, but there's always something to eat, either pasta, jacket potatoes or soup, but even if I don't like the main, there is actually something to eat.
There are so many options at the lunch hall, but my favourite is the chicken katsu.
Probably Jersey Sports Tour, and we did that this year with all the year sixes, but it was optional. But I loved that one so much because it was a real challenge for me. My first holiday away from home. You took the aeroplane and went there. You played lots of matches against different schools. So that was really fun to get to know the different people. But along with all the sports, you went bowling, you had a disco night, you went into St Helier and you had your own spending money you could spend. You went in the swimming pool. You had meals. It was absolutely amazing. I loved that trip. So Jersey's probably my favourite trip.
My favourite school trip so far it comes close between two. You have High Ashurst and PGL. High Ashurst you stayed in tents, PGL you more stayed in sort of hotel rooms. It was in a way hotel rooms, and there was loads of activities at both of them, but I think PGL had a lot more activities than High Ashurst did, and PGL you stayed there for longer, and the activities were really fun. So I think PGL would be my favourite, and we were supposed to be going on a ski trip at Easter, but due to the coronavirus, we can't go, but I do really hope we go next year.
My favourite school trip, in my opinion, was when we went to Jersey, a sports trip. There were many fun activities that we got to do, such as go to a disco, we were allowed to go bowling, and there's just all-round great teacher-student bonding. As well as that, it's great for sporty children. We have an array of football, cricket and rugby matches being played throughout the 3-4 day periods that were at Jersey.
My favourite trip so far at Downsend definitely has to be the Jersey tour in Year 6. I just loved being away for a couple of days. It was my first time away in another country, you could say, without my family. And I loved just playing football with my friends against other people and meeting some of the people from Jersey.
We went on it was a sports tour, and we got up in the mornings and played games and then had breakfast together and then just played sport and went and had fun.
My favourite school trip was the Year 7 Normandy trip because we got to spend a week in France with our friends.
My favourite sport is hockey. Recently, because I became the new A-team goalkeeper, I have no idea I was good at goalkeeping. The teacher asked me whether I wanted to try it, and I ended up finding my talent. So that's probably my favourite sport.
At Downsend, we have a sport every term. So in the autumn term, football, spring term, rugby, summer term, cricket. My personal favourite is football because it's just my thing. I love it.
I am lucky enough to represent Downsend in the A-team for the 3 major sports, football, cricket and rugby. Although I would say my favourite sport is rugby. The main reason for this is that we have an amazing team and we've been unbeaten for the past 3 years. Go Downsend!
Netball. I love playing in the teams.
Well, I'm not hugely a sporty person, I'm mainly more into music, but I'd say my favourite one, because you have football, rugby and cricket. Out of those 2 I'd say cricket, because it's in the summer and it's very sunny.
A great thing to know about Downsend that I didn't know when I started is that there's such a variety in everything we do, and every single teacher is so supportive.
Advice I would give to anyone starting is not to give up, because when I first started I was at the bottom and I had to have learning support, but now I'm in the scholarship group.
Probably that there are so many different people that you can talk to. Alongside the teachers, there are the prefects, your buddies, so many people you can talk to. Would probably also be that when you get to a certain year group, you are allowed to go to the tuck shop and that's always so fun to go to, spend your money and get a nice drink, a pack of crisps.
It would be great to know that there are always lots of opportunities to have, like, I have done my own assembly, which is really good because I did my own assembly on magic, and I really like magic, it's my passion, but I never knew that I was going to be able to do assembly. I never knew that I'd be in all the performances, some performances that have been going on there. You always watch them, they're really good to watch, but I never knew I'd actually be in one. And chamber choir, you go to places like Wellington College and different schools and all these churches to sing. So I think all the opportunities that they give you, and the teachers really listen, they listen well to your ideas.
What I'm looking forward to most next year is definitely the Barbados tour, which was meant to be going ahead this Easter but was cancelled due to the coronavirus. I just can't wait to be out in the Caribbean getting the full experience whilst playing with my friends.
I am looking forward to most next year about the new building work, and maybe even going on the skiing trip again, and also maybe being in another performance.
Yes, have an open mind, be prepared to make friends, and don't be afraid to ask teachers for help.
All I'm going to say is that Downsend is such a happy school. All the teachers bring out the best in you, and that you get the opportunity to try things you never would have dreamt about trying, and that they're so encouraging and they help you rise up to the best you can be.
If you are thinking about joining Downsend, I'll just tell you that there's this new building coming with a new music room, art centre, stage. There's also more performances happening, loads of opportunities, ski trip coming up as well. They're also expanding to do more years. It's a really happy environment as well. That's why I like Downsend.
I would just say make the most of every opportunity you're given.
Enjoy it and embrace all the opportunities.
I think that it is a really nice place and you get really close friends and they will stay your friends.